Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Two graded stakes races on tap at Saratoga on Saturday, with the feature being race number 9. Let's take a look at the field. For the Grade 1 $600,000 Alabama Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, we have a field of 9. And perhaps the key to this race is the number 1, the Keeneland graduate, New Money Honey, Javier Castellano. Chad Brown, 6-1 on the morning line. A Grade 1 winner at this distance, but on turf.
Yeah, right. At least you know she'll get this far, I suppose. I guess the real question with her is just, what do you think she will do on dirt? And will she transfer her really good turf form over to the dirt? And not only will she transfer it, will she improve upon it? Because she has to improve upon it to beat this field in the Alabama. I don't know. I know that she's a good horse. There's just, to me, she can't be that great a price in this race. And there's just no way I would ever bet her in this kind of a race.
It's not like she's going to be a short-priced favorite, though. And she does have several things going for her. One, she's a pretty good horse. Two, she's got a dirt pedigree. Her full sister won on dirt, or Dam's a Full to Any Given Saturday, who won the Haskell, or Dam's a Half to Bohemian Lady, who was a graded stakes winner on the dirt. And she's got Chad Brown with this formulator fact right here. Past 5 years, turf to dirt last out winners 45% to $3.62 ROI. There are a lot of things to like about New Money Honey. What price would you make the absolute lowest you would even consider betting New Money Honey?
I don't think I would bet her in this race at just about any price, but if she's not 10-1, I wouldn't even consider her.
Let's see what the Timeform U.S. Pace Projector has in store for the 1.25 mile Alabama. And we've got the morning line favorite, the number 5, Unchained Melody, out on the lead, as she was in her most recent start, the Grade 2 Mother Goose. She went gate to wire that day. Interesting that the Grade 1 Alabama is her first start around 2 turns.
Yeah, and that's a real test for her. She's going to go 2 turns and first start beyond a mile and a 16th as well. I mean, she's taken on a lot here, and she's a talented 3-year-old filly, maybe one of the better ones in the country, but she's taken on some other good ones too. I just sort of look at her, I think her first 3 races are fine. The Mother Goose is sort of, the best race that she's run, but it's also a race where, she just got control of that pace all by herself up there with nobody near her, and she still had plenty left when the troubled lockdown took a run at her. I thought that she ran fine last time. I still think 100 by her or not, I don't think if she runs that race, she'll win here. And for that reason, I want to bet against her.
Let's talk about the number 2, Holy Helena, who pulled off the Woodbine Oaks Queen's Plate double. So she is a classic winner at this distance, albeit over the Tapeta surface. But she won her maiden on dirt at Belmont. She can handle it just fine.
Yeah.
It appears she has some good tactical speed, a fantastic trainer in Jimmy Jerkins, throwing a lot at this horse. Start number 5 of her career, a late developer, right into the Alabama, and she fits.
Yeah, she really does. It's interesting, though, too, right? Because, the Queen, you look at the Queen's Plate, and I don't know what you thought about it, but she just dominated that field. And I don't know how good it was. I think it will really pay to keep in mind that the horse that was 3rd in that race was also a filly trained by Chad Brown. Yeah, and I just don't know how good that field really was, but she herself was impressive in there. And listen, she really did improve up at Woodbine. Now, was it the synthetic? Was it because she got more distance under her, and that's what she really wants? When she won her maiden at Belmont, it was a nice step forward for her. It wasn't that impressive the way that she won it. So the question is, do you think she can run those synthetic races on dirt in the Alabama?
Number 6 is Salty, going out for trainer Mark Cassie. This horse ran really well in the Acorn, and I was going to make the argument going into the Coaching Club American Oaks that if you reverse the trips that Salty and Abel Tasman had in the Acorn, Salty might very well have won that race. Abel Tasman got a great ride, skimmed the inside. Salty had to go the long way around. I was looking forward to betting her in the Coaching Club American Oaks, and those dreams were dashed at the start when she hopped up and missed the break by 3 lengths, and then made this 5-6 wide bid on the turn into no pace. You really have to take the Coaching Club American Oaks with a grain of salt, but I have a feeling that 1.25 miles might not be Salty's best distance.
I'm worried about the distance for her, too. And I'm also worried, don't you just get to a point with these horses where, how many more chances do you want to give her? I take your point about the Acorn and the Coaching Club as far as the rivalry between her and Abel Tasman goes. And I will maybe add the Kentucky Oaks to that as well, because I really feel like that was a race where you could maybe reverse the trips and Salty might have come out better. And there, so I don't know, Dan. Maybe she's one of the best 3-year-old fillies in the country, and maybe she's not. I still think we don't know, and there's a chance she's favored in this race too. We'll see how it all plays out. I don't like her that much in this race, but I know that she can win.
We've got a couple of fillies coming out of the Delaware Oaks, a Grade 3 event on July the 8th. It as well showed off her good tactical speed to win that race as an odds-on favorite. She is bred to handle the 1.25 miles. Yeah. Jerry Hollendorfer obviously knows what it takes to win the Alabama. He won it last year with the sensational Songbird. For me, the Delaware Oaks just came back a very weak race, and she has to do a lot better.
I agree with that. not only don't I like that race all that much, but considering the trip that she got in there, I just feel like, you know, she's going to have to really step forward to beat a field like this one. If I was going to take anybody out of the race, I would take Actress. Not that I think that she's great, but I think that she could get better. And I mean, really, what chance did she have to win that race trying to circle the field from last? I thought she actually ran pretty well in that.
Well, she certainly did. She's very lightly raced. She's bred to handle this distance. But you know what you're going to get from her from a running style standpoint. She has zero speed. She's going to be last in the early portion of this race. Winner of the Black-Eyed Susan over a wet track. There's some ability here. I'm just not sure she's going to get the setup. Mopetism is a real hard hitter that unfortunately for her hasn't exactly gotten the breaks. I thought she had a little bit of a trip in the Summertime Oaks where she was steadied on the backstretch, had to alter course out, and was beaten by the Good Trip Fabian. Last time out in the Indiana Oaks, she had to kind of wait inside while Overture just stole away on an early lead. She was firing hard late. I just don't think she's true grade 1 material right now, but there are races for her down the road at the grade 2, grade 3 level.
I have the same concerns about her, but she's probably one of the bigger prices in this race, and I feel like if you wanted to take a shot with a horse like that, maybe she's the one. I think she's better than she looks on paper.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the grade 1 Alabama Stakes in Mott We Trust. It's just the different Bill Mott train runners. The number 7 Elates just had sort of an interesting trajectory to get to this race. After she won her debut by the length of the track and her only start at 2, she was the bee's knees. She was the next Royal Delta. She was going to be a superstar of the game. Then after a couple of losses, everybody was off her. She's gotten back. What did you think about her race in the Coaching Club American Oaks? Because Abel Tasman put the squeeze on her in the lane.
I thought she ran really well in there. I will say this about that race. I think it's the easy way to look at it is to just say, you know, Abel Tasman sort of went with that crazy early move. I think actually it worked out very well for her. It was a smart move by Smith, but she did make a sort of an eye-catching run in that race, and obviously Salty had all the trouble she had. While all that was going on, Elate just had a perfect trip, I thought. Jose Ortiz put her right in behind the lead, sat there. It opened up for her at the top of the stretch. She came through, and she just got outfinished by Abel Tasman. A lot of things went well for her in that race, but to me, it was just encouraging to see her run that race against those kinds of horses. And let's be honest, Abel Tasman, she's the best 3-year-old filly in the country right now. This horse gave her all she wanted in the stretch of that race. I thought she really ran well. I liked the way she stepped forward in that race, and I like her tactical speed. And I'm going to give her one more chance in this race with no Abel Tasman to deal with.
Elate, 6-1 on the morning line. Lockdown, my pick, 5-1 on the morning line. I think has been compromised by some issues in her last 2 races. The Kentucky Oaks, I thought she was pinballed early. I thought she was in traffic on the far turn. Yes, she altered back to the good rail in the stretch, but I thought she ran on at the end of that race. The Mother Goose missed the break, 5 wide on the turn, couldn't get to the loose on the lead, Unchained Melody. She has some pedigree, certainly, to get the 1.25 miles. She has been working just gangbusters. What is that, 5 bullet workouts leading up to this race? I think Manny Franco has to be aggressive. I think he has to send and make Joel Rosario, who we know can take a seat in these situations, make him be concerned that Unchained Melody may not get the distance in the 2-turn debut. I want Lockdown to be aggressive. I think she's better than she looks on paper.
It'd be very interesting if they rode her that way. I wonder, boy, it'd be hard for me to believe that Unchained Melody would concede the lead in this race, but maybe she would. Are you worried about distance with her? I'm worried about distance with this horse. I wonder how far she wants to go. The Kentucky Oaks, I thought she ran fine. I agree with your take that she had a little bit of trouble in that race, but ultimately things worked out. And she just didn't finish that hard in that race to me. The Gazelle, obviously, whether she was going to win or not, I mean, she was exhausted in that race.
That is true.
The last race that she ran is, to me, that's the best race she's ever run. I thought she ran great in the Mother Goose. I'm worried about the 1.25 miles.
Close Hatch is more of a middle distance
I think
horse.
she was. I think she was more of a 1.16 kind of horse. I mean, she wanted a 1.125, obviously, too. She was very good. I wonder if this horse wants to go this far.
Something to consider, to be sure. Mike's going with the 7 Elate. I'm going 4-5-2-6 in the Grade 1 Alabama Stakes. It is the Saturday feature at Saratoga, and if you're betting that card from home, please sign up to DRF Bets. You will be rewarded with a $300 bonus, plus a 10% win place takeout on 10 select tracks, including Saratoga, all summer long. And all you need to do is head on over to drf.com/take10. Approximate post time for race number 9, the Grade 1 Alabama, 5:40 Eastern. Good luck.